Disclaimer: the following fanfiction contains moments that may be considered disturbing, especially in the later chapters. Viewer discretion is advised. Applebloom's Mansion by Lucar. Act 1. The duo of ghost hunters entered the foyer, Applebloom looking around, and more importantly behind her, to try to spot any ghosts that may appear, pointing the opening of her poltergeist left and right. Smart Spirit chuckled. You don't need to be so tense. Just keep your eyes and ears wide open, and if you feel your fur suddenly stand on end, turn around and push the button without asking questions. Trust me, it stopped a ghost from attacking me more than once in my life. Okay. Seems like there are no ghosts this time, but I wouldn't be surprised if there are a few watching us biding their time or simply waiting to see what will happen. Be sure to remain on guard at all time. A hostile ghost may appear at any second. Applebloom looked at the place where she and her friends were surrounded by the ghosts, in front of the double door between the stairs, and spotted a flashlight dropped by Scootaloo. Slowly, she approached it and took it. What a dunderhead, I forgot to bring a light, Smart Spirit said with a laugh. But it will be impossible for you to use your flashlight, the poltergeist, and walk at the same time. I have an idea. Let me help. I will attach it on your head. Like a miner helmet? Exactly. Using Applebloom's bow, Smart Spirit attached the flashlight like he said. So anywhere Applebloom looked, there was always a light. Thank you. Okay, let's go. We shouldn't remain in the room for too long. So the two ponies approached the double doors, only to discover that it was now locked. Drat, a ghost locked the door. So what can we do? These doors are old. A good buck should be enough to open them. But before they could use the solution, they heard something metallic fall behind them, followed by the familiar laugh of the ghost of the newborn filly. They quickly turned around, only to see nothing. Applebloom then looked down and spotted at the center of the room a key was now on the floor. Professor, there's a key. Something smells fishy, and I don't like it. Remain close to me. Carefully, they approached the key and picked it up. However, as they examined it, they started hearing something above them. Looking up, they saw the chandelier twirling. Move! Smart Spirit shouted in panic. They quickly ran away just in time as the chandelier dropped where they were 1 second ago. The filly's laugh making itself heard again as the chandelier returned to the ceiling. Okay, note to self. Don't go under the chandelier in the foyer anymore, Smart Spirit said, sweating. Noted, Applebloom said with a gulp. You think this key opens the double doors? We'll see soon enough. Avoiding going under the chandelier, they returned to the double door, only to discover that the key didn't work. Drat, it's not the good key. Let's get to the loft. It probably opens the door up there. So they climbed the stairs and reached the loft, where they found out that there was another double door just above the one between the stairs, as well as a simple door at the end of the left path. They tested the key on the double door, and it worked. So opening the double door, they entered the next room, a parlor. Applebloom quickly looked around to see if there were any ghosts, but the room was empty. All there was were furniture like 2 tables, or a cabinet, a chandelier. They weren't sure if this one would fall on them like the one in the foyer, 2 candlelights, and 5 portraits. The one of a yellow-furred stallion with a white beard being between the 2 candlelights. They slowly advanced, finding that the chandelier didn't fall, until they stopped when they heard a laugh, different from the one of the filly. Well, look what we have here. My, what are an old stallion and a young filly doing here? Wait, I recognize them. They were in the foyer earlier. The old one was even able to capture 2 of us with that weird machine on his back. Ah, yes. So you're back to save the 2 others. The 2 ponies looked around to try and spot the origin of the voices. To Applebloom's eyes settled on one of the paintings, one of a pink mare with a blonde mane. Unless it's to save the 6 mares who came yesterday, a voice coming from the portrait said. The image of the mare moved, staring at them, her lips opening and closing as she talked. That was also the case of the other portraits, all of them looking at the living ponies. Despite her fear, Applebloom talked. You know what happened to Applejack and the others?
Of course,
The portrait of a gray stallion said.
they were captured too. They didn't stand a chance. Oh, that purple one was so funny. She was repeating to herself that ghosts didn't exist despite the proof of them being just in front of her muzzle.
The portrait of a green-furred, red-maned mare said.
Acquaintances of yours?
The yellow stallion with a brown mustache asked. They're my sister and her friends,
Oh, the poor dear,
said the pink mare.
Ho ho ho. So you want to save your sister and her friends?
Asked the bearded stallion.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into, young one. This machine on your back may help you survive longer, but you will eventually fall against the powerful curse of this manor. In the eternal darkness of these rooms, they are everywhere. You will risk your life each step, and if you die, it will be a pleasure to have you here with us for eternity. So you really think you can do it? Well, we will see soon enough, because they are here.
As the laugh of the portraits resonated, a yellow ghost, similar to the ones who captured Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo, appeared, ready to attack. Do it right, Applebloom! Applebloom jumped to her left just in time to avoid being punched. Quickly, Smart Spirit activated the poltergeist and sucked up the ghost, only for another to appear behind him. Seeing the ghost, Applebloom pointed her poltergeist at it and pressed a button, catching the ghost in the vortex. The ghost started moving to escape the vortex, and Applebloom did all she could to not fall on her belly and resisted being dragged until the ghost finally disappeared inside the pipe of the machine. She looked at the end of her poltergeist in awe. I caught my first ghost! Good job, Applebloom, but don't lose focus. Another one's coming, shouted Smart Spirit as he pointed out to what looked like the purple ghost of a griffin, its sharp claws ready to attack. Before it could approach any closer, Smart Spirit activated his poltergeist, and while the griffin resisted a little more than the pony ghost, it eventually was sucked up too. Breathing heavily, he looked around to spot any new ghosts, and Applebloom did the same. Only for them to hear something metallic falling on the floor beside them, and looking down, they spotted a key.
Impressive,
said the portrait of the bearded stallion.
Wow, this may be actually interesting to watch,
said the portrait of the mustachioed stallion.
Let's see how long you will survive the other rooms,
said the green mare.
Who knows? You may actually succeed in saving your sister and your friends,
said the pink mare.
Oh, don't be stupid,
shouted the great stallion.
Do you really think they will succeed to capture Bogmire? And what about Little Ghost? They will fail, that's a fact. But yes, let's see how far they will go.
And at this, the portraits became silent. Bogmire? Asked Applebloom. I'll explain to you later. You still need to get used to hunting ghosts first. But for a first time, you weren't bad. Good catch, by the way. The filly was beaming at the praise as she spoke. Thank you, I'll get better. I don't doubt it. However, I wonder what that little game with the keys mean.
It's just one of Little Ghost's games,
the green mare suddenly said.
She probably locked all the doors of the manor, and you'll have to clean the rooms one by one to find the keys and pass to the next. The last room will be what you seek. She loves playing games, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was something in her mind to do this game besides having fun. This one certainly opens the door to the anteroom. It's the one just at my left,
the bearded stallion said. Thank you for your help, my non-living friends, Smart Spirit said. Let's go, Applebloom. Applebloom nodded, and they both went to the door indicated by the portrait. Like it said, the key opened it, and they entered the anteroom, which was just a big empty room with 3 vases on the 3 small tables with drawers and 2 chandeliers. Barely they entered and 2 ghosts attacked them, a green earth pony and a yellow Pegasus. The Pegasus tried to do a lariat with its wings at Smart Spirit, but the old stallion lowered himself to avoid the wings, and once the Pegasus passed, he activated the poltergeist on the earth pony ghost, while Applebloom started to suck up the Pegasus. The Pegasus used its wings to try and escape by forcefully dragging the filly behind it, but the ghost did the error of passing besides one of the tables, and Applebloom grabbed one of the feet of the table to stop sliding until she finally caught the ghost. Smart Spirit having captured his ghost just a few seconds ago. But then, two more ghosts appeared. A red griffin and an orange Pegasus. Again, the Pegasus targeted Smart Spirit with a lariat, but the old stallion didn't let it approach this time, letting Applebloom deal with the griffin. But just as Smart Spirit caught the Pegasus, a pink unicorn ghost appeared and fired a magical beam at him from behind, propelling him a few feet. Applebloom quickly finished the griffin, then turned her poltergust to the unicorn. Thankfully, the unicorn gave fewer problems while capturing it, and as soon as it entered the vacuum, a key fell in front of her. "Professor, are you alright?" she asked in worry. Smart Spirit shook his head, recovering. "Yeah, I'm alright. It's the risk of the job. Ow, my back. Ow." She sighed in relief and took the key. "I don't think I'll be able to continue for long. Generally, when I hunt ghosts, there's only one ghost, 3 at worst, but in 2 rooms we got 8. 10 if I count the 2 I caught in the foyer. And there are many, many more in this mansion, I believe. Why did this mansion have to appear now? But at least you seem promising. 4 ghosts. You're a natural. Oh, you know what? Let's see if you can clean the next room by yourself." Applebloom gulped. Alright. Oh, don't worry, I'll still be there to watch." She nodded and opened the door at the other end of the anteroom, entering a smaller room with 3 wardrobes and some racks, as well as a mirror. Smart Spirit remained near the door while Applebloom advanced until 3 ghosts, 1 Earth Pony, 1 Pegasus, and 1 Unicorn, appeared at the same time, surrounding her. He had to resist helping her. He had to trust her. Applebloom quickly started sucking up the Pegasus and let herself be dragged by its powerful wings, getting out of the ambush of the ghost before finishing it. She ran to avoid a magical beam from the unicorn and targeted it next, only for a new ghost, a fat Earth Pony, to appear, eat a banana, and throw the peel on the floor right in front of Applebloom's path as she was dragged by the unicorn, causing her to slip on it and let the unicorn escape. As she fell on her butt, the ghosts in the room mocked her. "Seriously? The banana peel gag?" shouted Applebloom in annoyance. Smart Spirit had a hard time resisting to laugh. "Even ghosts love the classics. But you should hurry and get up. The ghosts will not laugh for long." Feeling the approach of a ghost from behind, Applebloom rapidly got up and ran, avoiding a jab from the Earth Pony. She saw the unicorn preparing another magical beam and immediately started sucking up again. Like before, the fat ghost ate a banana and threw a peel on her path, but this time, Applebloom jumped over it and finished the unicorn before targeting the fat pony. Because of its weight, this one had no problem using it to drag the filly behind, while eating its bananas to throw the peels behind it. And Applebloom had to move left and right while sliding to avoid them until she finally got the ghost. Another fat pony appeared to take its place, but Applebloom decided to capture the Earth Pony first before finishing with it. But the key didn't appear. What? There's probably 1 or 2 ghosts hidden in the wardrobes. Open them to see, but watch out. Okay. One by one, Applebloom opened the wardrobes, starting with the one closet to the entrance of the room. The ghost who was hidden in the last one. She wasn't ready for the jab she took from the Earth Pony ghost. She was sent hooves overhead and on the floor. "Ow! I'm okay. If you're okay, then quickly get up. It's attacking again," shouted Smart Spirit as he took the handle of his poltergust, ready to jump to help her. Eep! Seeing the ghost about to bring its hoof down on her, she quickly pointed the end of her poltergust at it and pressed the button, stopping it from attacking. Before long, the Earth Pony joined the others in her vacuum, and the key finally appeared. "I did it!" shouted Applebloom happily. I did it! "Told you, a natural! You're already as good as me. Well, it isn't hard. You know what, Sid? Once this is over, I will make you my apprentice. You'll be the next generation of ghost hunter." Applebloom gasped. You really think I can be a ghost hunter?" She looked at her flank, only to see that it's still blank. "But I didn't get a cutie mark in ghost hunting." Smart Spirit laughed. "Ho, you don't need to have a cutie mark in ghost hunting to be a ghost hunter. This just means it will not be your main talent." Oh my gosh. Wait, she spotted something shiny in the last wardrobe and looked closer. Hey, there's some coins in there. They don't look like the bits I know. Let me see. Smart Spirit said before he approached the wardrobe and spotted the coins. Taking one, he inspected it. Oh, it's an old equestrian bit from 1,000 years ago. Just one of those coins is worth at least 100 bits. What? But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She counted. 15 of these coins in this wardrobe. This is enough bits to repair and renovate the whole farm. And again, this is just the tip of the fortune that's hidden in this mansion. I could use this money to pay myself a real lab, and it would barely put a dent in all that wealth. But of course, finding that fortune is just a secondary goal. Our main goals remain to save the ponies that were captured and capture our target. Target? You're talking about this Bogmire that the portrait talked about? Yes, Bogmire. I'll talk to you about it once we return to the lab, but now let me take these coins and we can continue. Smart Spirit opened his poltergust, revealing some blue crystal inside, and put the coins in the surrounding space. I have to find somebody to carry all that money. What's that crystal? Oh, it's where the ghosts go when you catch them. And yes, there is one in your poltergust too. He closed the vacuum. Alright, let's go. And if you find more coins, remember that you can put them inside your poltergust. There isn't much space, but you should be able to place 2 dozens in it. Now let's see what's behind this door. Applebloom nodded and tried to use the key to open the door next to the last wardrobe, only for the key to not enter it correctly. Huh? Let me see. Finally, it turned out the door was unlocked, and the reason was quickly clear. The door just led to a small balcony. Oh, what a view! Applebloom looked down from the bars of the fence at the edge of the balcony. Is that a graveyard? Yep, the family graveyard. It's protected by a ghost dog. I fear that you may have to come down there at a moment or another. Applebloom gulped. But what if there are zombies? I never had to fight a zombie, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of the ghosts decide to take possession of the corpses down there. You know what? I'll give you a bat to defend yourself against anything that isn't ghostly. It'd be great. Very great. With nothing else to do, the 2 ghost hunters returned to the foyer, having to fight their way through a few more ghosts in the 3 rooms. Once back in the foyer, Smart Spirit pointed at the door at the end of the path. The key probably opens that door, but I think it's time to see if you can continue alone. First, however, let's exit the mansion so I can give you that bat. You sure I'm ready? Well, you did amazingly well in those 3 rooms. I'm sure you are. Okay. As he said, they exited the manor, and Smart Spirit quickly returned to his lab to give Applebloom a bat as well as a purse for her to place any coins she may find. Good luck, Applebloom, and remember, we remain in contact thanks to the communicators, so don't hesitate to talk and ask me anything. Thank you, Professor. You can count on me. I know. So Applebloom returned to the mansion, alone this time, and once in the foyer, after a quick encounter with a Pegasus ghost, went to the locked door on the loft. As Professor Spirit expected, the key opened the door, and Applebloom entered a hallway with 4 doors, 2 at the left and 2 at the right. She told all of this to the professor through the communicator.
Alright, so here's what we will do. You clean those 4 rooms, and you will return to the lab to determine if you can continue or not.
Alright, Professor. She found herself attacked by some mouse ghosts, as well as the ghost of a donkey, which was a little less strong than an earth pony ghost. But she did quick work of all of them, the mice finishing in her poltergust almost as soon as she pressed the button. With the hallway clean of all rodents, she looked at all 4 doors, determining which one was the one not locked. In the end, she tried the one closest to her, the first one on her right. Bingo! Applebloom opened it and entered a room full of bookshelves filled with books. There was also a desk, a rocking chair, and a fireplace. And there was blood everywhere, particularly on and around the rocking chair and the books. And on the rocking chair was the ghost of a yellow-furred, brown-maned stallion with a brown mustache, and bloody bite marks everywhere on his body. Applebloom immediately recognized him as one of the ponies portrayed in the parlor. At this moment, he was peacefully reading a book, which was also bloody. Slowly, she stepped back and closed the door. Taking a big breath to calm herself, she said, Professor?
Yes? What's going on, Applebloom? You sound perturbed.
I just entered a room full of blood, and there was the ghost of one of the ponies of those talking portraits.
Really? Which one?
The yellow one with the mustache.
Oh, Diamond Cup. You found Diamond Cup. So he's dead? Oh, what am I saying? Of course he would be dead. There was no doubt. There was still the chance that time for them to stop while trapped in the spiritual dimension. Wait, did you say blood?
She gulped.
Yeah, everywhere. And the ghost had bite marks everywhere on him.
Oh, so he was devoured alive. Ew. I don't know what devoured him, but I hope for you it's not in the mansion anymore.
What do I do, Professor?
Well, the ghost in the portrait said you have to clean the rooms to get the key to the next, so you probably have to capture him. But be careful, the ghosts we fought until now were just shadows of unknown origin. This one's a real ghost from a real pony, like that filly. You don't know how he will react once he spots you. Best case scenario, he'll just ignore you. Worst case, he might attack you. But if you retain his personality from when he was alive, then he should be friendly. If that's the case, then just ask him gently if you could catch him, promising him that you will release him later. And I'm sure he will accept to help you save the others, but you should keep the poltergeist ready in yellow, just in case.
Okay, Professor.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Gulping, Applebloom opened the door.
Howdy? Mr. Diamond Cup?
As soon as he heard her, Diamond Cup rose his head from his book and stared at her. She gulped again, shaking.
Howdy?
Then the ghost of the stallion rose from his rocking chair, and many books started floating around him, their pages bloody as they opened and closed like fanged jaws. They all faced Applebloom, who was paralyzed in fear. With one thrust of his hoof, Diamond Cup then sent the books to devour her. Screaming in fear, she closed the door just in time for the books to violently slam against it.
What's going on, Applebloom?
He sent books to devour me.
What?
The books. They're the ones that devoured him, and now he sent them against me. What do I do now?
Okay, don't panic. Wait for me, I'm coming.
Applebloom looked at the poltergeist, more precisely at the three-colored gauge.
Wait, I think I know what to do.
Whatever you're thinking, don't do it. It's too risky. You listen to me, okay? Don't do it.
She smirked at that.
I'm a cutie mark crusader. I never listen.
Almost. She turned the button to red, opened the door, and activated the poltergeist. A powerful vortex came from the end of the pipe and started sucking up all the books, as well as some of the objects on the desk, and even the ghost of Diamond Cup. Of course, the poltergeist wasn't made to suck up books, but then she walked closer to the fireplace, and the poltergeist started to suck the embers, which then caught the books on fire. That quickly spread to all the books, creating a great vortex of fire that burned all the books and other objects. The last book was burned. She turned the poltergeist off to stop the fire vortex, then turned back on yellow to suck up the ghost. Diamond Cup didn't resist long before he disappeared inside the pipe, like all the other ghosts before him.
I got him!
What did you do?
She then saw the consequences of her actions.
Put the room on fire! Try.
Quickly, she started to tap the fire to try to extinguish it, until some cold air current came from nowhere suddenly to put out the fire. What?
Hey, little one, don't put the manor on fire. We like it. We wouldn't like to still have it by the end of the night.
Sorry.
You almost put the manor on fire? How did you manage that?
Applebloom laughed sheepishly as she spotted the key beside her. Taking it and exiting the room, she started explaining what she did, quickly looking at the overheating gauge to see that it was 1/4 full and slowly emptying.
By Celestia's great flank. That was genius, but also so dangerous and reckless. I don't know if I should congratulate you or scold you.
She tested the key on the door of the room just in front of the room she just exited. Nope, not this one. You had a better idea to fight those books without being devoured?
Touché. Well then, congratulations, your first real ghost. Oh, you will make a great ghost hunter, but please be careful, or I might die of a heart attack.
I will, she giggled. Next closest door was the second door at the side of the hallway, but the key didn't work too, so this left the second room at the right, the one just beside the one she left. At this moment, a griffin decided to try its luck by attacking from behind, but was quickly captured after Applebloom felt it coming and turned around like Smart Spirit told her to. She entered the last room, discovering that it was a bedroom with a queen-sized bed. There was also a vanity, in front of which was sitting a pink-furred, blonde-maned earth pony mare that Applebloom also recognized as one of the ponies in the portraits. At her hooves, she recognized the corpse of the mare, her own hairs wrapped around her neck, and she had to fight her nausea again.
She was killed by her own mane? What the heck? Oh, Horse Apple, she was pregnant. So is she the mother of that filly? Professor, I found another ghost. A pink mare with a blonde mane.
She whispered to her communicator.
Golden Hair, Diamond Cup's wife.
She was strangled by her own mane.
Pony-eating books, self-strangling mane. This is worse than I thought.
And she's pregnant.
Oh, I remember, yes. There was a text talking about Golden Hair being pregnant the moment the mansion disappeared. Oh, that's bad. Real bad. Okay, try to capture her. But be careful, if it's like with Diamond Cup...
Yeah. She tip-hoofed toward the ghost mare, poltergeist ready. But she forgot that Golden Hair was just in front of a mirror. The mare spotted her approaching with it, and suddenly turned her head, roaring at Applebloom as her mane separated into several locks of hair, slithering down towards the filly with a clear purpose. Before she knew it, one of the locks wrapped itself around Applebloom's neck and lifted her from the ground as it started to strangle her. But despite this, Applebloom was eventually able to press the button of the poltergeist and started sucking up the mare, causing the lock of hair around her neck to unwrap itself and to drop her. She landed on her hooves and continued to suck up the mare, moving left and right to avoid the other locks trying to stop her. As she was dragged, she had to jump on the bed to avoid slamming against its foot, and that was on it that Golden Hair finally joined her husband in the crystal inside the poltergeist. Applebloom coughed a little before talking with a rough voice.
I think I'll need a glass of water once I return to the lab, Professor.
I'll make sure to prepare one. Are you alright?
Yeah, just a little hurt at the throat. I don't know if she was trying to strangle me or to break my neck.
But now there's something I don't understand. That filly, Little Ghost, I think one of the portraits called her, she's the daughter of Golden Hair, and you came to the same conclusion as me, right?
Yeah.
Then why would she start a game where you have to capture her own parents to continue? And if it continues, then you will probably end up having to catch the rest of her family. Really, I don't get it. What does she have in mind forcing you to capture her own family? Oh well, I suppose we will find out sooner or later, but do you want to return to the lab now? This ghost hunt is revealing to be much more dangerous than we first thought.
Nope, I think I can deal with the remaining 2 rooms. I got the father and the mother, so who comes next? Their children?
Well, it would be the most logical, but don't underestimate them. That's not because they're fools that they're weak. As ghosts, physical age doesn't matter, so you should end up fighting 2 cults. Ruby and Sapphire, twins, 5 years old at the time of the disappearance of the mansion.
Applebloom almost got tears in her eyes at that revelation. They were even younger than her. 2 little innocent foals. How cruel. It turned out that the key she got from capturing Golden Hair opened the first room to the left from the entrance of the hallway, the one just in front of the room where she captured Diamond Cup. She entered a bedroom with 2 beds, one red and one blue, with many toys, and as soon as she entered, the ghosts of 2 coats, one red and one blue, poked their head out of 2 different boxes and looked at her. Applebloom had her poltergeist ready.
A new friend,
said the red coat excitedly.
Yes, a new friend. Will you play with us? Yes, play with us, please. We will hide and you will seek. Yes, we will play hide and seek. Now get out and count to 10. Yes, count to 10 and try to find us.
Okay. She got out of the room and started counting. Those coats didn't attack her, so why couldn't she play with them a little before she was forced to capture them? Things were already cruel enough for them, no need to add 8, 9, 10. Ready or not, I'm coming. She returned inside the room and saw that the 2 colts were nowhere to be found. Yup, they were hidden. But it was a small room, and there weren't many places to hide. It shouldn't be hard to find them. She started with the boxes, only to step back in fright when she opened the first one. In it was the corpse of Sapphire. Gulping, she opened the other one and found the corpse of Ruby.
Well, at least I found your bodies.
After checking the boxes, she looked in the closet, then under the red bed.
Aw, you found me,
Sapphire said from under the bed, disappointed. Having a hunch, Applebloom looked under the other bed.
Oh, you found me. Now it's your turn to hide. Yes, it's your turn. We will count to 10. Yes, we will count to 10 and we will search for you.
Applebloom giggled, and when the ghosts disappeared, she started to hear them starting to count. She quickly hid in the closet, making sure to slowly close the door to not make a sound.
10,
she heard. And then she waited, and waited, and waited, and waited. Weird. They should have found her by now. She waited a little more before deciding that she waited enough, and laughed. Seems like I won, she said, only to find out that the door of the closet wasn't opening anymore. What? She pushed it, then started using more strength, but the door refused to move. Hey, I'm in here! Open the door!
We will open it,
she heard.
Yes, we will open it, but we will wait first. Yes, we will wait first.
Wait? Wait for what?
Silly, we will wait for you to be like us. Yes, you will be like us, and we will be able to play forever. Yes, forever.
Nope, no thanks. Enough playing. Despite the lack of place in the closet, Applebloom was able to turn around and started bucking the door. 1 buck, and the door shook. 2 bucks, and she heard something split.
No, stop. Yes, stop.
No, I'll not stop. Another buck, and more wood split. Another buck, and a small hole opened in the door. 1 last buck, and the door was sent flying. Immediately, she stepped out of the closet, turned around, activated the poltergeist in green mode, and closed her eyes. She heard the 2 colts pleading with her to stop. She felt them trying to escape, and then she felt something enter the poltergeist, followed by something else. And silence followed. She opened her eyes to find the bedroom now empty of ghosts.
You did the right thing. They were clearly not in the right mind like their parents, even if they seemed saner than them. Don't worry, once this is over, if everything happens like I hope, we will be able to release them and all the other ghosts.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Applebloom smiled and took the key before walking towards the door. Before that, she made sure to close the boxes with the bodies of the colts. 1 room remaining. Walking to it, she had to deal with a few bat ghosts and an earth pony ghost before reaching it and entering the room. In it, there was a crib with a bear plushie inside. 2 jester dolls were also on 2 different chairs, and a ball was beside a dresser at the left of the door.
What room is it this time?
A nursery. I think it's Little Ghost's room.
They had a room ready for her.
Hello.
Suddenly shouted a familiar yellow-furred newborn filly, who appeared in front of Applebloom.
Eep. So, you reached my room. Well, hello. My name is Little Ghost. Nice meeting you. Your name is Applebloom, right? I like it. I heard about apples, but I was never able to taste them. How do they taste? Also, good job on catching Mommy, Daddy, Ruby, and Sapphire. For a moment, I thought Mommy and Daddy would kill you, but you got them. Now, I'm sure you want the key to continue. And don't worry, you'll not have to catch me to get it. I don't want to be caught. But it would be boring if I just gave it to you. So I prepared something for you. This will be fun.
Finishing her babbling, Little Ghost tapped her 4 hooves together, and the whole room was engulfed in light, forcing Applebloom to close her eyes. Wait, what about my friends? And Applejack and her friends? Where are they? She heard the Little Ghost giggle before talking.
I'll tell you next time we see each other. But first, you have to win against Mr. Bear.
Mr. Bear? Applebloom was finally able to open her eyes, and she looked around, finding that she was somehow shrunk and on Little Ghost's crib, and that she wasn't in the room anymore, but somewhere. A different space? The spiritual dimension? Professor? She tried to call, only to be answered by silence. You hear me? Professor Spirit? But then, the now giant teddy bear suddenly looked up toward her, and got up before approaching her with a childish giggle. Come play with me! The bear doll rose its arms towards her, walking on its back legs, ready to give a literal bone-crushing bear hug. Hug! Nope! Applebloom activated the poltergeist on the doll, only for the machine to not have any effect on it. She turned it to red at max power, but it didn't work too. Before it overheated too much, she put it back to yellow, then started running away from Mr. Bear.
What do I do now? Let's play ball!
The ball, now giant too, appeared out of nowhere and flew to Mr. Bear's forelegs. The plushie catched it, and then put the ball before its back legs and kicked it towards Applebloom. The filly avoided the giant ball with one jump followed by a roll, and the ball bounced on the barrier of the crib.
Your turn!
Applebloom looked at the ball, then at the doll, and understood what she had to do. Thankfully, the ball wasn't that big compared to her, about the size of Applejack, so it wasn't too heavy. Applebloom went behind the ball and bucked it with all her strength. The ball was propelled right at Mr. Bear's face, and the doll fell on its back, stunned. Before it could go back up, Applebloom ran to the doll, climbed it, took her bat, and started hitting it on the face again and again, damaging it, causing some holes to open and a button used as an eye to almost fall. Mr. Bear was eventually able to get back up, and Applebloom ran away as the bear started pounding on the floor with its back leg in anger.
You meanie!
To Applebloom's horror, the bear suddenly jumped towards her, and she was again forced to run away to avoid being crushed under its body. As it fell on the crib, it created a big shockwave that spread for a small distance before disappearing, just before it reached Applebloom. The plushie then started punching the floor again and again, creating more shockwaves as it slowly advanced towards the filly. Making sure to not get trapped in a corner, Applebloom ran around the bear to avoid them. Eventually it jumped again, and this time the shockwave hit Applebloom as she tried to escape it, sending her flying a few feet right beside the ball. The bear then restarted punching the floor. Rapidly, the filly recovered from the hit and bucked the ball, again hitting the bear on the face and making it fall on its back. Like before, she ran to it, climbed it, and hit it on the face of the bat to the point that it lost one of its eyes, and the other one was almost falling too. Holes now covered its face, and one of its ears was almost ripped. When the bear got back up again, it was even more enraged, to the point of actually roaring to the sky. It then started randomly jumping on the crib again and again, creating shockwaves everywhere, and Applebloom was forced to jump above one more than once. The two jester dolls then appeared in front of the crib, floating above the void, and started juggling with various toys before throwing them at Applebloom. Applebloom eventually reached the ball again and waited to have a nice shot to Mr. Bear's face before bucking it. Again, the hit caused the bear to fall on its back, but it also somehow caused the jesters to disappear into the void. With the bear down, Applebloom ran to it to finish it. A few more hits with the bat, and the head finally opened, and Mr. Bear stopped moving, its stuffing spreading on the crib. The next instant, everything was plunged into light again, and when Applebloom was able to open her eyes again, she was back in the nursery, a key at her hooves. Then the door opened suddenly with a bang, and Smart Spirit ran into the room in full panic. Applebloom! Applebloom, where? Oh, here you are. Oh, thanks, Celestia, and you're safe. What happened? I couldn't reach you anymore. Applebloom looked around her, lost, not able to answer. Her eyes eventually fell on the crib, and a now headless bear plushie on it. The jester dolls were also spread on the floor. She then looked at Professor Spirit. I'm not sure, Professor. I think I was transported to another dimension, but I'm not sure. Well, let's return to the lab. You'll tell me everything once we're there. I think you need some rest, and I remember that you also need a glass of water. Applebloom simply nodded. Later. That's incredible. To encounter a ghost other than Bugmire, powerful enough to send somebody to a pocket illusion dimension parallel to ours. That little ghost. She's dangerous. And Applebloom, you are also incredible. You fought this animated giant plushie alone and won. I'm proud. I'm proud of you, Applebloom. Not many ghost hunters could boast to come out of such a fight alive. Even less somebody who started ghost hunting less than 1 hour ago. And even less a filly. Thank you, Professor. But after such an experience, I would understand if you decide to stop here. No, I can't. Little Ghost still has every pony. And you won't be able to fight her. Smart Spirit looked down with a sigh. True. I must continue. I'm the only one who can save them. Well then, let's continue. Follow me. Applebloom looked at the professor as he went to some weird machine, the blue crystal of her poltergeist floating in his magic beside him. Around the machine were 3 other crystals, a green, a yellow, and a red. Smart Spirit then put the blue crystal on the socle and took the green crystal before placing it on a different socle. As you know, when you catch a ghost, it's trapped in that blue crystal. These 3 crystals are then where I place them, and depending on things. Let me explain. You see, Diamond Cup, Golden Hair, Ruby, and Sapphire weren't in their right minds when you encountered them. I know for sure that when they were alive, they were good ponies. Sadly, they got trapped in a curse that turned them into those monsters, but since I know they are good ponies... He pushed a button, and images of all the ghosts captured in the crystal appeared on the screen above it. Strangely enough, all the other ghosts she captured had disappeared, so only Diamond Cup and his family were shown. Pushing some more buttons, he selected all the ghosts and sent them to a different screen above the green crystal. Little blue lights, 4 in total, then came out of the blue crystal, passed through some pipe, and entered the green crystal. Then I send them in the green crystal. Once the curse is lifted, all the ghosts in the green crystal will be released, free to rest in peace. The red crystal is for the ones I know are evil. This one is reserved, between others, to Bogmire. When these events will be over, I will send this crystal to Tartarus. The yellow one is for the ghosts I'm not sure whether they're good or bad, so they will need some research. That's incredible. You're really smart in the techno stuff. Twilight would go crazy with you. Oh, then I'm curious to meet her. But now, let's pass to the next thing. Some explanation. They approached a wall where there were many portraits of various ponies under a big drawing of the mansion. Applebloom looked at all of them in wonder and horror. These are the targets that you may encounter in your exploration of the manor, the Gem family. I couldn't find any portraits of the servants, but expect to also encounter them. The only servant possessing a portrait is the butler, clean order. As you see, the foals don't have portraits too, but I know there's at least another filly named Platinum Shoes somewhere. And there's a high possibility that you encounter more other powerful ghosts that decide to invite themselves into the mansion, but all of them aren't priorities. The one ghost that you must catch to end this nightmare and hopefully save your friends is this one. Smart Spirit pointed at the drawing of some purple ghost that absolutely did not look like a pony. Bogmire. What is that? I don't know. Nobody who studied it could find out its origins or anything. We don't even know if it was even alive at one point. All I know is this. It's a very powerful ghost, and it's the one responsible for what happened to the mansion and every pony in it. The Jam family, who was secretly a family of ghost hunters, was able to capture it and seal it in a room in the basement, but somehow it escaped, probably with the help of some pony, I'm thinking of a traitor, and plunged the whole mansion in a horrible curse, transporting it to the spiritual world. The pony eating books, the self-strangling mane, the twins who died trapped in the boxes as they played hide and seek, their ghosts losing their mind. All of this is his fault. Capture Bogmire, and this curse ends. So despite all of this, do you still want to continue? If I say no, my friends in Applejack are as good as dead. I must save them. Smart Spirit smiled. Very well. Rest here as long as you want, and when you are ready, you can return to the mansion. Meanwhile, take a look at the portraits to remember who you will encounter.